Hello, welcome to Critical Joke Theory with your host, G.D. Fenderson, Certified Forensic Humorist. Now with new joke technology. Hi, I'm G.D. Fenderson, Certified Forensic Humorist at large, but I'm losing weight. Welcome to Critical Joke Theory, episode 78. Now with new joke technology and open caption for the humor impaired. Ken Page, a stage and screen actor who starred alongside Beyonce in Dreamgirls, introduced Broadway audiences to Old Deuteronomy and Cats, We Forgive You, and scared generations of kids as the voice of Oogie Boogie, the villain of the 1993 animated holiday film The Nightmare Before Christmas, has died in his sleep. He was 70. Page made his Broadway debut in The Wiz, playing the Cowardly Lion, and went on to portray Nicely Nicely Johnson in Guys and Dolls. He also was featured in the original cast of the Fats Waller musical Ain't Misbehavin', winning a Drama Desk Award. And he was also in the reprise of it on Broadway in 1988. Page's cause of death is unknown. However, he was not surrounded by loved ones. Someone was listening. So they are not suspects. For now. Rest in peace, Ken. We applaud you as you make your final curtain call. Mitzi Gaynor, the effervescent dancer and actor who starred as Nellie Forbush in 1958 film South Pacific, although Forbush sounds like she was a Bond girl in one of his movies. She also appeared in other musicals with Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, and Gene Kelly. She has died at age 93. Gaynor, among the last survivors of the so-called golden age of the Hollywood musical, died of natural causes in Los Angeles on Thursday morning. In Hollywood, natural causes could be Botox injections. Rest in peace, Mitzi. You often said that the audience was the sunshine of your life. As the sun sets on your final curtain, take one more bow. Survivors of last weekend's deadly ferry gangway collapse on Georgia's historic Sapelo Island called for a federal investigation into the tragedy. They were joined in the request by several relatives of the 7 people killed in the incident, all of whom were black, older adults ranging in age from 73 to 93. Okay, I got some jokes. Being an old black man, I should be permitted to say them, but TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube will shut me down because they think I'm being racist. Okay, I guess I will just have to save them for the stage. Nobody knows the trouble I'd be in. Ooh. Sorry. I can't forget the jokes. I just can't tell them. During a news conference, National Civil Rights Attorney Benjamin Crump, who has been retained to represent some of the families of the victims, said they will not let this be swept under the rug. See, this is why I'm not a Ben Crump fan. He says dumb shit. He says it all the time. Being a civil rights attorney doesn't make you right. They drowned. There is no sweeping under the rug. On Sunday, DNR Commissioner Walter Rabon said the preliminary investigation indicates that a catastrophic failure led to the gangway collapse. The investigation is ongoing into what caused the structural failure of the gangway. There are many questions to be asked, such as how much should a gangway before it collapses? Elon Musk, seen here celebrating the great deal he got on a slightly used GOP candidate, is pledging to give away $1 million a day to voters for signing his Political Action Committee's petition backing the Constitution. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. The offer is sparking questions among election experts about the plan's legality. Technically, it is illegal to buy votes or to pay people to register to vote. Musk knows this and is paying people to sign a, quote, petition, unquote. The caveat is that you have to be a registered swing state voter. So if you want a shot at the money, you have to register. Now, since Musk is in cahoots with Trump, mostly conservative-leaning people will register. While Merrick Garland makes up his mind, and it could be a while, might I suggest that registered liberals sign Musk's dopey petition, and if you win, donate some money to liberal causes. and can you help a brother out? The U.S. has evidence that North Korean troops are in Russia, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin confirmed on Wednesday. Quote, what exactly they're doing, close quote, remains to be seen, Austin told journalists while in Rome. Quote, these are things that we need to sort out, close quote. The only thing that is certain is that cruelty is Putin's and Kim's loathe language. White House National Security spokesman John Kirby told reporters during a briefing on Wednesday that United States intelligence has assessed that North Korea moved at least 3,000 soldiers to eastern Russia between early to mid-October, where he said they are believed to be currently undergoing a basic kind of combat training at multiple military training sites, so that Putin can now lose this war in 2 languages. Austin said there is certainly a strengthened relationship, for lack of a better term, between Russia and DPRK, using the acronym of the country's official name, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. This is why Trump is confused. He sees the words Democratic and Republic, and the leader is an autocrat, and Trump thinks that's how we're supposed to be. Putin plays host to 36 world leaders at BRICS summit in Russia. For those who do not know what BRICS is, BRICS, B-R-I-C-S, stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. It may be more apt to call them cribs, since their leaders act like babies and should be behind bars. Leaders of 32 countries, as well as top officials of regional organizations and the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, attended the 3-day summit, which started on Tuesday in Kazan. Kremlin Foreign Policy aide Yuri Ushakov told reporters. Chinese President Xi Jinping, Indian Prime Minister Modi, and South African President Ramaphosa are joining Putin alongside leaders of the new BRICS members, Iran, Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, and Ethiopia. Putin plans bilateral meetings with many of them, as well as with such people as the Turkish President Erdogan. I bet Trump is crying in his pillow because he wasn't invited. Oh, my dictator friends are having a sleepover and I wasn't invited. We have some early election results out of Arizona. About 20 ballots were damaged after a United States Post Office collection box was lit on fire in Phoenix. An unknown individual lit a fire inside a drive-up collection mailbox at a UPS station early Thursday morning, according to the Phoenix police. The 20 voters whose ballots were damaged were notified and assured that their votes did not go up in smoke. Also in Arizona, Jeffrey Michael Kelly was arrested in connection to a shooting at the Democratic National Committee's field office in Tempe, Arizona. Kelly may have been planning a mass casualty event in Maricopa County, prosecutor Neha Bhatia said in court on Wednesday, according to the Associated Press. Mass casualty event. Almost sounds like a party. I wonder how many RSVPs Kelly got back. Bhatia said federal agents reported finding more than 120 guns and more than 250,000 rounds of ammunition and a rocket launcher at the home of the 60-year-old suspect, Jeffrey Michael Kelly, after his arrest. She said agents found scopes, body armor, and silencers there, and a machine gun was discovered in the car he was driving. RSVP, really sick, violent person. Kelly was accused of shooting at the DNC Tempe office, which shares its office space with Vice President Harris's campaign, on 3 separate times: September 16th, September 23rd, and October 6th. Obviously, September 30th must have been a paid holiday. Kelly was charged with 3 felony counts of acts of terrorism and 4 other counts related to the shootings. A cash bond was set at $500,000, and if he makes bail, he will be required to remain on house arrest with an ankle monitor and register as a Trump Republican. Federal officials went door to door in Roswell, New Mexico on Thursday to assess the damage from historic flooding last weekend in the southeastern New Mexico community. The National Guard rescued more than 300 people over the weekend after 5.78 inches of rainfall on Saturday, breaking Roswell's previous daily record of 5.65 inches set in November of 1901. J.D. Vance has said that aliens in Roswell are eating the cats and the dogs. Trump added, "And what about the geese?" Former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries, seen here without his makeup, Matt Smith, and a third man, Jim Jacobson, were arrested Tuesday and accused of operating an international sex trafficking and prostitution business that recruited young men for parties in the United States and abroad, according to a 16-count indictment, according to the FBI and federal prosecutors. With all of the sex parties that have been in the news recently, I want to know, did my invitation get lost in the mail or burned up in Tempe? A federal judge in Tuesday ordered former New York mayor and current drunk Rudy Giuliani to turn over his valuable possessions and his Manhattan penthouse apartment to the control of Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, the Georgia election workers he defamed and to whom he now owes $150 million plus $2 million in legal fees. Judge Louis Lyman of the federal court in Manhattan said Giuliani must turn over his interest in the property to the women in 7 days to a receivership they will control. The judge's turnover order of the luxury items is swift and simple, but the penthouse apartment will have its control transferred so Freeman and Moss can sell it, potentially for millions of dollars. In addition to the Trump campaign fees and the New York apartment, Giuliani must also turn over a collection of several watches, including ones given to him by European presidents after the September 11, 2001 attacks, a signed Joe DiMaggio jersey, and other sports memorabilia, and a 1980 Mercedes once owned by the Hollywood star Lauren Bacall. Additionally, the judge ordered that Giuliani turn over his television, items of furniture, and jewelry, but he gets to keep his primary residence. Generally speaking, twice impeached, 4 times indicted, convicted felon, unregistered sex offender, loser ex-president Donald Trump had a bad week. This week, for example, Trump's former White House Chief of Staff, retired General John Kelly, seen here not believing his ears, alerted the public to a new round of breathtaking allegations. Kelly said he saw and heard the former Republican president, among other things, offer private praise for Hitler's generals and the good things the former president thought Hitler did. Trump's former top aide also said Trump meets the definition of a fascist and prefers the dictator approach to government, but his voters don't care. Revelations that retired General Milley thinks Donald Trump is a total fascist and a danger to the United States democracy appears to be nagging at the Republican presidential nominee. Trump said, "I had a real general." Trump said, "I had a real general, not a television general, not a general that likes to write books. Stupid people. These are stupid people." Milley, who served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff in Trump's administration, was quoted in Bob Woodward's new book, War, saying Trump is the most dangerous person to this country. Trump also complained about his agreement to pay for the funeral of, and I'm doing this off script, sorry, it's something I know about and it's not in script, so forgive me. Okay, Trump lost his shit because a soldier was killed at a base in Texas, and the soldier was Mexican. He says, "It's terrible, we will pay for your funeral." When they got the bill, Trump saw the bill was for $60,000, and Trump's response was, it doesn't cost $60,000 to bury a fucking Mexican. All right, this is off script, but the details are pretty much right. You can Google it. It's there. Okay? As dangerous as Trump is, he's not as dangerous as the people who believe that Trump should be president. especially Mexicans. Why the fuck would you vote for someone who doesn't think... Oh, never mind. Lyle and Eric Menendez, the two brothers whose grisly 1989 murder of their wealthy parents was the subject of a recent Netflix series, could be released from prison after a United States prosecutor said Thursday he would ask a judge to look again into their sentences. Prosecutors at the time argued that the two had plotted to murder Jose and Marie Louise Kitty Menendez in a bid to hasten a $14 million inheritance. The brothers were sentenced to life without parole. But supporters said they were the victims of sustained sexual and physical abuse and had snapped after years of suffering at the hands of a tyrannical father. I thought Trump was the father of IVF and Don and Eric, not Lyle and Eric. Never mind. Quote, after a very careful review of all the arguments, I believe that under the law, resentencing is appropriate, and I'm going to recommend that to a court tomorrow, close quote. Los Angeles District Attorney George Gascon told reporters on Thursday. Gascon said his recommendation would be that the brothers be resentenced for murder, a charge that carries a sentence of 50 years to life. Quote, since they were under 26 years of age at the time that these crimes occurred, they would be eligible for parole almost immediately. Fuck. Even they got a Netflix special before me. And finally, McDonald's workers roast Trump over his insulting cosplay stunt at a restaurant that failed health inspection, which may not have anything to do with the E. coli outbreak at McDonald's. Most people infected with sugar please, toxin-producing E. coli experience severe stomach cramps, diarrhea, often bloody, and vomiting. Symptoms usually start 3 to 4 days after swallowing the bacteria or days after Trump has worked there. Most people recover from E. coli without treatment after 5 to 7 days, but it takes 5 to 7 years to recover from Trump. This is a fast-moving outbreak investigation. There's 49 cases at 10 hospitals, 1 death, over 10 states. Most sick people are reporting eating quarter-pounder hamburgers from McDonald's, and investigators are working quickly to confirm which food ingredient is contaminated. McDonald's has pulled ingredients for their burgers, and they won't be available for sale in some states. Trump pretending to work is nothing new. He did it on The Apprentice, at his casinos, at Mar-a-Lago, at the White House. Oh yes, he's the great pretender. I'm G.D. Fenderson, certified forensic humorist, now with New Joke Technology. Thank you for watching Critical Joke Theory. If you enjoyed it, please like and share it. And please check out Done Way Past Funny on YouTube, Knob TV, and Spark TV. Also watch The Church of Last Resort streaming live on Sundays on YouTube at 9 a.m. Eastern. And if you're in Hanover, PA on November 8th, please check out my new comedy experience, The Rowdy Runway Comedy Show. Tickets are available online at www.churchofsatirecomedyclub.com. And please, get out there and vote. Now, be safe out there, and don't feed the crazies. Critical Joke Theory with your host, G.D. Fenderson, certified forensic humorist. Now with New Joke Technology.